Hey guys, it's IlonkaSims here, and I am back with another speed build. So the Vampire game pack, I think it was a game pack, came out like, I don't know, ages ago, and I still hadn't done a vampire build. So um, I was in Disneyland in Paris recently, and they had a haunted house, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, that would be such a good vampire build. So I made it into a vampire build. I realized that I hadn't done one yet, and I really had to go do one sooner or later. So this is basically a build inspired by a house in Disneyland, I guess. But yeah, it's a fun build. I had to change some things because these freezers they worked the first time I built them, and then I took a break from the build because I've been kind of busy, so I don't build my builds in one go. And then when I came back, the freezers, or I don't know, the decoration was on the wall. They just started messing up where we have like balconies and stuff. So I just had to change it. I tried to fix it and I tried to ask people for help, but nothing seemed to help. So I don't know. It's just the way it is for now. Like we have this upper area, right? We have this balcony, and the freezers look just fine, and they work just fine. Later on, they just start disappearing as soon as I put in a like a room upstairs, basically that is closed off by a fence. I don't know why it just does it, and it's annoying. And I wish I knew how to fix it, but I don't. So instead, we don't have this balcony that we have at the front now, which kind of sucks, but it's just the way it is. It wasn't an accessible balcony, anyways, but it did make the front of the house just look that bit better. But I guess that's just, it wasn't meant to be or something. Messing around with some of these windows, putting in a staircase on the side here, which I thought would be a nice kind of different thing from what we usually have. Changing the windows back again, I made the little balcony a bit bigger, and again, still, the freezers just work fine. Don't know why, it just didn't like me or something, I don't know. Putting in another kind of balcony area up here because, well, why not, really? I needed something on the side here. I considered trying to work with a roof over there, which was kind of the idea, but it just wasn't working. So instead, we just have it open like that. But again, I'll have to change it towards the end of the build. I think that I change everything, but yeah, you'll see. Like for now, it's fine. You'll notice when I notice that things are just messed up. Just trying out some different things here with the landscaping. I don't know. Like the vampire pack didn't come with enough dead plants, I guess, for my liking. We'll see that. I end up changing it a little bit because right now it's a bit weird. But yeah. And I wanted to do something fun here with these, I don't know, overhang things. But it didn't work the way I wanted to initially, so I ended up changing it to make it a bit more simple at the end. But it does work out pretty well. Yeah, it wasn't working. Instead, we just put them like this. And we put one in front of the staircase at some point. And I really wanted to use one of these terrain paints where we just had little walks over there, but it didn't work because the grass is such a strange color over here. So instead I tried to use these, but the decorations just block your Sims from growing on them, which is kind of a pain as well. I wish those were just a carpet, but they're not. So instead we just used these, I don't know, stone things that came, I think, with the Get Together pack. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the one. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, instead we keep it just a bit more simple. We put in some trees as well to finish off this little area at the front. No idea what I'm doing with the roof here, but I'm doing something. And just looking at some decorations that I can put on the roof and on the walls to make it look a bit more vampire-y. The house, I didn't want it to be too dark. I felt like it doesn't necessarily have to be dark to look like kind of a creepy house, I guess. But these wall decorations help heaps, and yeah, I like them. Using these kind of corner pieces to finish it off a little bit, which they are really cool. I don't know why, I just think they're really cool. And then we add kind of an outside area here as well, because I felt like we needed something on the side here too. So we just put in some more trellises, or whatever you want to call them, which I end up changing a bit as well, because again, it just messed up the words. It messed up everything. Let's put it like that. And I just end up putting some grass on there as well. This grass, it's kind of a blur color, but it works in this this town. I can't remember the name of the town, the vampire town. No, I don't remember. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this is basically the empty lot in that town. In case you're wondering. And just, yeah, putting in the last kind of things over here, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. In terms of the backyard, the back of the house, I think I end up changing the windows, possibly. Maybe not. I can't remember. No, I don't think I did actually. Trying to figure out how many things I wanted up top. I think that I put in a few too many of these fake windows that come out of the roof. Instead, I end up just putting in one of those really big decorations. I made it quite small at this point, but I think I sized it back up later on because I just liked it that way. But yeah, back to the inside. The outside's more or less done. I wanted to do kind of like a big entrance hall thing over here with like the double staircases, but it was really weird. And this is, I think, when I noticed that on the outside things started messing up. Possibly in a second or two, because I did just notice it when looking at the video. But that was a pain, and I don't know why it happened. Like, I noticed that something happened when I used fences on the inside on the second level, but that shouldn't just make everything disappear if there's fences on the outside too, that I know of. I don't know. Like, I wanted to fix it, I couldn't, so I just did things a little bit differently. Oh yeah, but here you'll see me changing some of these windows because I wanted to build the kitchen in here. I couldn't fit the cabinets underneath the windows otherwise, so I had to just mess around with it a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. Right now I was like, God, this kitchen is huge. I don't know if they need a kitchen this big, and we also still need a dining area. Oh, this area is too small for a dining area. And you get to this point sometimes where you go, how do I do this? Layouts are such a pain sometimes. So I moved over the stairs so that we have a little bit more room for the dining area, which I think was a good call. We go with some really dark, or not. I think we use these tiles actually for the flooring. Trying to figure out what to do with cabinets over here, but it worked well enough at least. Trying to figure out what to do over here in terms of things above the stove. I don't know, stove hoods, is that what you call them? I think so. Trying to figure out what I wanted to use in terms of walls, and I think I ended up going with these fairly simple ones, because I didn't know which other ones to use really. I'm still like I try to do this type of build more often, but I'm still not entirely great at it, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, the bigger dining room was definitely, I think, very important for this kind of build. It's a fairly fancy build, so I figured that was really important. And we use a lot of these vampire wallpapers because they are absolutely stunning. I do use the really dark color a lot, which I'm not entirely sure I like that I used it quite as much as I did. Um, but I don't know. I do like these wallpapers. I just wouldn't normally have a house this dark. Also, the idea is that like the downstairs area is used mostly like at night, so the windows don't have like window coverings that cover them all day necessarily. Some light does come in. So if you have normal Sims living here, that would work too. There's also some normal beds. There's also vampire beds, coffins, don't worry. But yeah, the idea was that this wasn't necessarily a room that would be, like the downstairs area wouldn't necessarily be used during the day. Like I don't think it works that way in The Sims, but like in my head, because there is daylight coming in, so the vampires wouldn't be able to stay downstairs during the day. But that's okay, right? I guess, maybe. I don't know. Trying to figure out what to do in terms of decorations, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I remembered that you have these pedestals, and you just put a really fancy flower on them, and then you're good. But I just needed a moment to remember about these. Putting in some candles above it, and I end up putting the globe bar thingy in there at some point. It took a while before I did, but I do put it in. But it will be at some point later this video, I think. And again, really dark wallpaper, but I think it's okay. Like, the room doesn't get too dark because of it. At least in this particular room, because I didn't use the very darkest color. Maybe I don't use it at all. I don't even know anymore. I think I couldn't decide. I really liked the fancy vampire wallpaper, but I also didn't want to use it like in every room. But I think I ended up using it in every room anyways. But yeah, I think they just look so good. It's not my fault. But yeah, just messing around with some different ideas for paintings and all that. I do quite like this painting that I have in there. And I do also quite like these chairs and couches that came with the vampire pack, but they just don't, like, we don't have a 2 and 3 seater couch that match, which is a real pain. So I do end up changing it. I'll have like a cut from the video in a sec. You won't notice it probably, but I came back to it because it was here. I was like, okay, you know what? What did I do the last time I built something with the vampire pack, which was like a really big, fancy fairy tale castle? Because I noticed that a lot of the stuff could also be used in like a not vampire way, but just a really fancy way. Like, what did I do then? And I realized, you know what? I think I just used some of these base game couches because they just worked so much better. So I did the same thing here, just to, I don't know, just to make sure that the couches matched. And we could have a 2 and a 3 seater couch, which I think was important to make it fit properly in the space. But I did quite like that. I'm not entirely sure what curtains. Oh, do I use those curtains? I might use those curtains. I don't even know anymore. But yeah. Oh, I had to yawn, I'm sorry. I've been up for like an hour and a half, but I'm still half asleep, which is a thing I'm doing a lot recently. And just messing around with some different items, looking at what we have in the vampire pack that I could possibly use. We put in this grandfather clock because, let's face it, a grandfather clock is kind of cool. And I think we keep this cabinet for quite a while until I remembered that we got the piano-like thing in the pack, and I was like, why did I not put this in already? How did I forget about this? So I do end up putting that in, but it's like towards the end of the video, because I'm not the smartest person. Using these barbecue tools sized up as like the fireplace stinks. I don't know what to call them. I remember we had some of them in The Sims 3, and I think they help make a fireplace look more like a fireplace. Putting some decorations around, putting some plants on there. I think I put some candles on there as well, possibly. I usually end up putting candles in the fireplace because I can. And there's some really tiny ones that just fit well. And yeah, I put up a candle. I don't know if it makes sense to have a candle on top of the fireplace, but it's there anyways. And again, just messing around with different plants and stuff because I do feel like it needs plants. I don't know if that's like more of a modern thing that a house would need plants, but I still just tend to add plants everywhere. And this is where I noticed the freezers or whatever messing up, like in every single place, and I just went, okay, let's not think about this for a second. Let's just do the rest. I think I took a little video of it. I posted it on one of the Sims Facebook groups, and I was like, hey, does anyone know how to fix this? Because it was fine before, and now it's just completely messed up. I don't think anyone knew how to fix it, unfortunately. But that's okay. Putting in another palm tree over here. Not sure why, but I did. And just like a walnut carpet because they're pretty cool. And then I was trying to figure out, okay, what can we do in terms of the layout up here as well? So we have kind of 2 bedrooms on the second level, like a master bedroom, and I guess it's like a teenager's bedroom, maybe a kid's bedroom, I don't know, one of those 2. And then up in the attic we have the coffins, kind of hidden away upstairs, because I thought that would be a good idea. Putting in some bathrooms up here as well. I just remembered I did not put in like a smaller bathroom downstairs, like while I'm doing my commentary. Oh well, that's plenty of bathrooms anyways. There's 3 other bathrooms in there. It should be okay. I don't know, do vampires use the bathroom? I haven't actually played with vampires myself yet. I'm really bad when it comes to playing The Sims. I only build. You'll see that I created a vampire that I put in this house, and I made her check if the coffins would work upstairs because I wasn't quite sure how much space they needed. But with the exception of sometimes play testing something that I'm not sure would work, I don't tend to play the game itself a lot. When I graduate, which should be in about 2 months, I will go play the game. Maybe do a let's play. If you want to see me do a let's play, let me know down in the comments and I'll consider it. But I'm not very good at playing The Sims. I get very bored with it fairly quickly. But I'll give it a try when I graduate. But not until then, because otherwise I might not end up graduating in time, which is, let's face it, not really a good idea. I hope everyone wants me to graduate in time. But yeah, out here in the backyard, we just kind of made like a words. Wow, my mind just went blank. I cannot remember the word. We made a maze. Is it a maze? Is it a... No, probably not. I don't know. We made a thingy in the backyard, and I can't remember the proper term for it. But yeah, we put it in there because I didn't know what else to put in there. But as I said, here up in the attic, we only have this one window that I put window coverings in front of so that you cannot see in. Like no light should be able to get through that, I don't think. I managed to fit in 2 coffins, if only just. It was kind of cramped, it's not too big. Using some of these candles over there. Like, I wasn't sure if The Sims would be able to use it with the the candelabra, the really fancy light hanging so close to the coffin, but it was fine, so that's good. And again, we still end up using this really dark wallpaper in combination with this purple wallpaper that I really liked as well. So I was trying to find some other purple things to hang around the place, which was more difficult than it should have been. But we end up using some of these wall dividers instead. I considered putting in a fireplace here, but it just got too cramped. Like, I have it in there for a bit, but I'll end up deleting it because there wasn't really space for it, I don't think. Do I leave it? I can't remember. I have no idea. That's awful. I consider putting a lot of these like wall decorations up, like they so that the walls look really old. I do leave a few of them, but they're mostly the cracks and stuff, not really the ones where you kind of look into the wall because those are a bit too much, I think. But I thought they would be a fun detail up here in the attic where I assume this vampire sims would mostly just sleep anyways. Instead of putting a carpet underneath the coffin, because that's the thing I always do with bedrooms. Like, you put the carpet underneath the bed, but I it doesn't work with a coffin. No matter how much I might want to. But yeah, as I said, over here we have the master bedroom. I think I stick with the purple up down here as well as up in the attic. I just like purple. That's the thing. But this one is, I guess, it's not so much less. No, it's just like, I guess it's less purple in a way because it has a different color in there as well, kind of a minty green. I wasn't sure whether to put in a mirror or not. Like, we have a mirror in there, and I was like, should I have this mirror in here? Do vampires have a reflection in The Sims? I have no idea, but let's put a mirror in there because we got them with the vampire pack. And who knows, maybe you don't have a vampire staying in here. Nobody knows. But yeah, as I said, there's just this bedroom and another one over on the other side on the second level. And in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out what to put down down beneath this big light. I think I just end up putting in those plants, which are kind of fun. And a simple carpet. I think I do put in a coffee table as well. Yeah, looks like it. And this is where I remembered I can't remember the correct term, but the piano-like thing and the glow bar thing, and I realized I needed those on this vampire house as well because it's a fancy place and it needs those things for some reason. Putting in a side table there on the one side that it did fit. I should have put in another one actually. Don't think I did. Or did I? I don't know. Because I end up deleting the balcony, so I had to change so that we didn't have the door over there. But I don't think I put in the second table, side table words. I don't think I put in the second side table, which is kind of really bad. But yeah, we're using all of the vampire stuff for the bathrooms because I don't know, they had to be in this particular area. I didn't initially use the toilets because I have this thing where I don't like most of the toilets in the game, and I just always put in this one that I have it there now, just kind of automatically. But when I do the second bathroom, I go, wait, we have these other toilets, why did I not use these? So yeah, the one up here is a little bit less dark than the one we have downstairs. A lot more light actually, I guess. Very fancy though. And that's when I remembered the toilet, and I went, oh right, I should probably use that. But yeah, this is a very fancy bathroom. It was a bit weird, the layout. It felt a bit weird. I moved some things around and it's like, okay, this is a lot better. Using some simple carpets, there's like, I don't know, bathroom carpets? Do you call them carpets? I don't know. But yeah, just putting those in because they're kind of nice when you step out of a shower or a bath so that you don't step onto cold tiles. And just putting a few small things upstairs in this area. Trying to put a curtain over there, which is a lot more difficult than it should be because 3 white curtains are kind of rare. But yeah. So as I said, this is more of like a kids slash teens room. I wasn't too sure what it would be. Initially, I kind of wanted to put in a nursery, and then I went, I don't really feel like putting in a nursery. But instead, I think it's more of a teens room than a kids room, but it could definitely be used for a kid as well. It's kind of dark though. That's the one thing. It's kind of really dark. I did not test if the bed worked because I'm not a smart person, but it should be okay, I think. I hope. I'm not entirely sure. It should be fine, and if not, just remove the coffee table if you want to play with this house. Putting in a dresser and a desk. We end up using the desk from one of the newer packs, the Parenthood pack. Was it that pack that it came with? I think so. And I didn't want to use this white one because it didn't fit the rest of the room, but at the same time I really liked the flower decal thing on it, so I kept it anyways. I don't know, I just really liked it, so I stuck with it. Putting in some of these fairy lights with pictures, because again, if this is a teenage room, I feel like that would fit properly in there. Putting in the fluffy carpet, because who wouldn't want a fluffy carpet? A couple more plush toys, because plush toys are kind of awesome. I have way too many in my room, I realized the other day, but that's okay. Just putting in a fairly simple bathroom, nothing too special about it, other than the fancy light, but then again, we have those pretty much throughout the house. So here I started messing around with the freezers, and I just realized, okay, you know what, it works like this. If I start putting the thing back in, it disappears again, and it really got on my nerves. I didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, that's a thing. If anyone knows why that happens and how you can fix it, let me know. Is it just the fact that I use fences on the second level? It might be, I think. But it's a weird thing that would break the game, I think. But oh well. Just putting some decorations over here and whatever this thing is. I think it's called a maze. Is it called a maze? Let me Google translate this thing, because words. It is a maze. It is a maze. I'm not just a crazy person. Anyways, out here on the deck, I figured we should put something on there because we have this really big deck. But I wasn't too sure what to put on there. Like, does a barbecue really make sense in a vampire house? Not really. So we just put some things in there. I think, like, in my kind of the way I looked at it was like, this is more for show than for actual use. Like I said, it doesn't become quite as obvious that there is a vampire living in there. I don't know. But yeah, as I said, I removed the table, the door in the master bedroom, but I forgot to put in the second thingy. But oh well. Here we are in the screenshots. As always, if you like this build and you want to play with it yourself, there's a download link down in the description. That will take you to the gallery on the webpage. If you want to get it in-game, just search for my origin ID, IlonkaSims, and you should find it over there. But that's it. So as always, let me know what you want to see me build next, and I will talk to you next time. Bye guys!